This is the Wizard News. William Woods was homeless and living in Los Angeles when he learned that someone was racking up debt using his name. When he reported his concerns to the branch manager of a bank, he wound up spending nearly 2 years locked up, accused of identity theft himself. As he continued to insist he was Woods, he was sent to a state mental hospital and drugged, court records show. In April 2024, a former high-level Iowa hospital IT worker who had assumed Woods' identity for decades pleaded guilty to 2 federal charges. 58-year-old Matthew David Keirans, who lived in Hartland, Wisconsin, faces up to 32 years in prison for making false statements to a National Credit Union Administration insured institution and aggravated identity theft. A sentencing date has not been set in the federal case, but Keirans spent 20 days in jail in 2023 on related state charges in Iowa. A hearing is set in the second week of April 2024 in California to vacate Woods' conviction in Los Angeles County. Court records show the 2 men first met when they both worked at a hot dog cart in Albuquerque, New Mexico in the late 1980s. There is no record of Keirans using his own name or social security number after 1988, and he started to publicly assume the name William Woods in 1990. Federal prosecutors have provided no information about what precipitated the name change. He married and had a child, all as Woods. He used a genealogy website to research Woods' family history and used that information to fraudulently obtain a copy of Woods' Kentucky birth certificate, federal prosecutors said. He used Woods' ID to get his job at the University of Iowa Hospital and to obtain a series of loans through credit unions in the state, totaling more than $200,000. Upon learning about the debt in 2019, Woods walked into the California bank. He said he did not want to pay and sought to close the accounts that Keirans had opened in his name. He provided his social security card as well as his California ID. The accounts had a lot of money in them, so the branch manager asked the real Woods a series of security questions. Unable to answer them, the bank called police. Keirans, who was listed as Woods on the account, told police he did not give anyone in California permission to access his bank accounts. He faxed police a series of fraudulently acquired identification documents. Police arrested Woods and charged him with identity theft and false impersonation. They insisted that Woods was actually called Matthew Keirans, Keirans, instead of Keirans, misspelling his tormentor's name. Court documents do not explain how police linked Woods or the bank accounts to that name. Police in Los Angeles confirmed to the Associated Press that Woods was arrested but declined to comment further. Because Woods repeatedly disputed the identity authorities foisted upon him, a California judge found him not mentally competent to stand trial and sent him to a state mental hospital where he received psychotropic medication. Woods spent 428 days in county jail and 147 days in the mental hospital before he was released after agreeing to a no-contest plea. Woods continued to push to regain his identity. One issue was that California was attempting to recoup expenses from his time at the mental hospital, court records show. Keirans complained in one email to prosecutors in Los Angeles that Woods had filed 30 disputes on his credit report and he just spent 2 hours clearing all that up. He continued, "I need some advice on what steps to take at this point." Woods reached out to the University of Iowa Hospital, where Keirans was earning more than $100,000 a year. Security there referred Woods' complaint to University of Iowa police. Keirans initially insisted in an interview that the victim was crazy and needed help and should be locked up, federal prosecutors said. But a detective tracked down the biological father listed on Woods' birth certificate and tested the father's DNA against Woods' DNA. The test proved Woods was the man's son. When police confronted Keirans about the DNA evidence, he said, "My life is over and everything is gone." Source: ABC News, April 5th, 2024.